Welcome to the Indie Corner, where we talk about all things independent comics, specifically the greatest superhero comic book in the universe, Robert Kirkman's Invincible. I'm Mikey.
I'm Christian.
I'm Matt.
And
Still.
today, guys, we are back at it again. Main story, episode 9, the Three's Company story arc, which is issues number 31 to 35, as well as another issue in between there, which is the Marvel Team Up Volume 3, number 14.
Marvel Team Up?
I know, right?
Bro,
fucking wild.
We're talking about Marvel on the Indie Corner.
Yeah.
Honestly, why do we talk about Marvel? This is an independent comic book podcast. The fuck? We don't talk about them.
Are we going right? Did we sell out, you guys?
I think you sold out.
Oh, no.
I think it's because sell out. We sold a big Marvel.
Yeah. Do we have to do like Dollar Shave Club commercials now?
Shit.
Wow. Please, actually, Dollar Shave Club. Sponsor this thing we're doing.
Yeah, sponsor it, please.
Honestly, yeah, MeUndies. Hit me up with some free undies.
We're gonna send the company an email after this is done to sponsor us.
Listen, MeUndies, if you sponsor us, I will demonstrate just how comfortable they are live on air. I will show everybody how comfortable your underwear is.
That's so
Can we
funny.
Or I won't if you prefer that.
Just for the shits and giggles, can we do like a quick fake commercial? Not with the MeUndies, because I don't like seeing. I don't want to see your butt cheeks, Matt. But maybe with Dollar Shave Club. Matt, do a Dollar Shave Club commercial.
Right do it real quick. What would your commercial be?
Right now?
Yeah, right now.
Right. Impromptu.
See how those improv classes are working out for you.
Hey, so like, you guys like looking good?
No.
Do you guys like looking good? Because I gotta tell you, clearly you don't, because both of you have this awful facial hair going on. Listen up. You know what you need? Dollar Shave Club. Go right now to the www.dollarshaveClub.com/indie corner, and you'll be able to get a free box of shaving shit every month for only $5. That's so cheap, and you'll be looking better than ever. They send replacement blades. I think I don't know how this works. I'm making it all up. I think that's close to right. Every month, you don't even worry about it. They've got your back. They'll keep your face looking clean and good, and you'll be smiling every time.
I could have sworn Dollar Shave Club was like $1, hence the name.
I don't think it actually is.
It might actually be $5.
It might be more than $5. I don't know.
It's literally false advertisement. We still love you, Dollar Shave Club. If you're watching this, please don't sponsor us.
I will literally do sexual acts to your CEO for money. Please monetize our videos.
Also, Mikey, I'm sorry for shitting on your facial hair. I'm not sorry, Christian, though.
I was about to say. I like how you did specifically apologized only to Mikey. Because I look like Jesus.
All right, so we're gonna talk about these issues. It's gonna be good times.
Yeah.
Please sponsor us. All right, so I'll be doing issue 31. So to begin, so here's the cover for 31, right there. It's nice. There seems to be they're in Africa. And like Eve's there looking all jelly.
Oh no.
Yeah, Eve looking mad jelly.
That's a lot of gel.
I love how the Invincible banner covers half of Christian's face. That's very good.
It's very
Look at the facial hair. Perfect. This is what Christian could look like with Dollar Shave Club.
Welcome to Dollar Shave Club. If you want to look like this.
All right. Well,
sorry.
It's all good. So to start off, it starts with Oliver coming home to Mark and the baby to baby Oliver, who's not yet named Oliver yet, and essentially they're just discussing how essentially Debbie's getting along with Oliver very well, and Mark's actually very surprised to see that, and essentially she wants him to get a tutor. And she's actually scheduled a tutor with someone that's going to come to essentially educate this child. And essentially, they're just having fun times together. And it's very sweet. She's raising an alien child that's not hers. And
it's very wholesome.
Very wholesome.
To die. I hate Oliver so much.
Oh
Why?
I don't like him. He's a different color than me. I don't like him.
no, do not. We do not intone racism in this
Again,
fucking channel, sir.
God, Mikey. Interracial relationships? I don't know, man.
Fuck no. Next. Anyway, so then after they have that wholesome moment, it transitions to the Mauler Twins and Robot's tumor baby master. And essentially, they have been since the last issue that we talked about in the last episode, they were hired by Robot to do something, and it's revealed that they essentially want him, the tumor baby was making a clone, and he basically doesn't know how to transfer his mind to the clone properly. So that's why he hired the Mauler Twins for this, because they're experts at this, clearly, because they clearly don't know who the fuck the clone is. And that's how well this mind transfer shit is. So that's their task right now. As you can see here, he made the clones being prepped in his tube, and then transitions to the Guardians of the Globe fighting our fucking boy that we saw in the first Brit, if y'all remember, in episode 2 of the podcast, Mastermind, our reggae Jamaican supervillain.
I love him. He's great.
He's funny.
Yeah.
And essentially, so they're fighting Mastermind. He's obviously doing this thing, controlling people and using them to his own hands to fight the Guardians of the Globe, because they don't want to hurt these people because they have no control of their bodies while they're fighting them. Mm-hmm. And as we can see here in this awesome fucking splash, Black Samson has a new costume, and
very nice.
Yeah,
very dope.
I like it.
And we see Monster Girl, Immortal, Shrinking Ray, even though he's very small, Duplicate, Rex Blood, Bulletproof. And so they're fighting Mastermind. Their thing is they somehow, Mastermind find that their earpieces are connected, stop his powers from controlling them. So he gets the people to flick them off. They get controlled. I think the only one who isn't controlled in the fight is Monster Girl. And so they're struggling, and then fucking Shrinking Ray's like, it's my time to shine, boys. My time to shine. I'm gonna take this man out because he can't see me. But then Mark comes out.
Mark kills him.
Yeah.
No.
And then Mark murders this man.
No.
Yes,
I actually thought he did for a second, and I was like, holy shit, he fucking murdered him.
Yeah, his dreads stopped the fall of that concrete block from 100 feet. Obviously, man.
But
he knew how dreads work. Gosh.
But essentially, Mark is which is a smart plan to get away from his range because he can fly. He's dropping boulders from the sky that potentially knock Mastermind out, and he misses the first time, which I think is so fucking funny. And then and as you can see here, he gets them, and Strickland was like, "Darn it, Mark! It was my time to shine. What the fuck you doing?" He gets so then after the Mark fucking murders Mastermind, essentially you have this panel where Mark essentially is like, sorry I was late. I know, like, blah blah blah, yada. And we see Shrinking Ray just like looking at him like all sus, because Immortal's like, glad you here where you did. It's good to have you back. And Shrinking Ray is like, So I don't know if Kirkman's hinting that there's gonna be something with Shrinking Ray happening, or what have you.
Man, I hope not, because I don't care about Shrinking Ray.
I don't care much about Shrinking Ray, to be honest.
I love him.
Why?
You like Bootleg Ant-Man?
I just like having a different opinion from you guys. I want to be the devil's advocate. I don't know, man. I need this.
You're allowed to like Shrinking Ray, I guess.
Yes. If I'm allowed to like Aquaman, I'm allowed to like Shrinking Ray. Okay.
Also, Christian, because you were there. Christian, because you were there when we did Brit and Capes. Do you think this is how Mastermind got captured in the beginning of no. That's not how he got captured. No, because he never mind, because he fought.
You mean?
Yeah, because it's like that was an early fight with Brit that he had. Yeah, so he probably escaped. Maybe, I don't know how he came back for this, because I thought he was still in custody. It doesn't matter. Anyway, it transitions to Mark and Mark going back home to Deborah and Oliver, And essentially, Oliver, it's so cute because Debbie's feeding Oliver food, and he says like making him adjusted to having a palate because he's eating pears, and he's supposedly like he loves the fucking pears, and it's so fucking cute compared to the alien food that he was eating before. And essentially, his mom tells him that Eve called him from Africa, essentially to give her a call when he gets the chance. And I love this part because he's like, there's a lot of random numbers, other numbers, so his number is very long. So essentially, like, make sure to call Caesar to like lower the fucking bill because it's gonna be a fortune if this call lasts 5 minutes. I think it's so fucking funny.
Yeah.
Anyway, he goes back to Upstate University to his college dorm, back to his boy William. William's being an angry boy towards him because Rick is still missing, and he's complaining to Mark like, how long you haven't done anything with all your superheroes? You should have done. We should be able to find him, but not. But like Mark's like, but like, I can't because like I'm a superhero, not a super detective, so I wouldn't even know where to fucking start. And William's just like, whatever. So he's being angsty for no reason. And transitions to the next day to not next day transitions to Amber's dorm room, where essentially Marks shows up to her room, wakes her up by mistake, and essentially like, hey, you want to go to Africa? Because Eve's got a place down there, and she invited me to go, so let's go to Africa. But she's like, I have a test. Like, the fuck, Mark? But wait, like Africa though? Like, tell me more. And essentially they agreed, okay, let's go. We're gonna leave for Africa, but it's gonna be after her exam at 3:30. So that's what happens. And essentially transitions to fucking Poindexter, D.A. Sinclair, essentially experimenting on this poor soul. And I think it's awful the fact that like, okay, you can like stop fucking fidgeting. I'm sorry I couldn't afford the fucking anesthetic. It was fucking expensive, but it's fine. I took out your fucking vocal cords so you wouldn't abrupt me while I'm performing my experiments on you.
Meanwhile, he has all this expensive ass high tech all around him. Couldn't spring for at least, I don't know, maybe a drink for the man to numb the pain.
Yeah,
honestly.
right.
Yeah.
It's fucking bad. And essentially, while he's experimenting, one of his random men show up, and it's fucking Rick, and he's explaining, Rick, he's his first successful test of a reanimant on a live person, so not a dead person, and essentially he's like saying, it's gonna be great. You're one of my first successes, and we can have actual practical applications for the military. It's gonna make me so much money. Blah blah blah, yada yada yada. And like,
wait. If he's the first live Reaniman, then isn't he not a Reaniman?
Yeah,
because he's not reanimated.
Yeah, he's not
animated.
dead. Yeah,
he's just Animan.
Yeah,
he's an Animaniac.
Animaniac.
He's an Animaniac. Coming November 20th. Shout us out, Hulu. We got
word. I'm excited for that actually.
But, wait, what?
Yeah, it's coming back.
You don't know the Animaniacs are coming back?
No.
Yeah, they are.
Of course they are.
Why?
Cartoons.
They just are.
Why?
Why?
They just are.
Who in the year of our Lord 2020 asked for Animaniacs reboot?
I don't know. People.
I like them. They're cool.
Anyway.
On Hulu?
Yeah.
All right. Hulu, give us money, and I'll be an Animaniacs fan.
Yeah.
I don't care about your show.
I already am, so pay us.
Anyway.
Yeah, all right.
Anyway,
so
back to the comics.
Once Poindexter talks about his spiel to Rick, talking about his plans. Also, I noticed just now that like Rick's tearing up, like he's crying. Like in this page.
So messed up that he's sentient, like he knows what he's doing and he's conscious about it.
But he just can't control himself because I guess programming.
Yeah.
It's the curse of the Animaniac.
Yeah. So anyway, it transitions to Russ Livingston, or which we think is Russ Livingston, and it's essentially the Martian that's taking his place. Is basically like essentially like I love the fact he's just like, the fact that your job fired me, even though I don't know what that is, and like you're being evicted as well, and I also don't know what that is. So like I'm trying to be the best human, I'm trying to be the best Russ I can be, but it's just not working out, I guess. I just need something to do. And then essentially watches on the news, there's a forecast, like a documentary special talking about superhero history from what's it called? From the Immortal from Bolt to Omni-Man, from the best of the worst, and it showcases one of the Guardians of the Globe, the former Guardians of the Globe that's dead, Martian Man, and he essentially gets inspired to become a superhero now.
Yeah.
Which is weird because I feel like he doesn't acknowledge like Martian Man at all. Like I wonder if Martian Man was known by their people, or like maybe he was, I don't know.
Good question. Yeah, how did he get there if they didn't know about him?
Yeah, because it seems like he doesn't know about him.
If they had space technology, why didn't he use it? Why do you have to catch a ride with the with our space station?
Yeah.
Now, Mikey.
Yeah.
We're gonna see this guy again in another issue later today.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna ask you this now, and I understand you're not gonna be able to tell me the answer. Yeah. But like, I really hope this guy doesn't become a supervillain. It kind of feels like this is where it's going. It feels like he's gonna try to be a hero, and people are gonna be like, "Oh, we don't like you because you're ugly," and then he'll go, "No, we'll become a villain." That's the way I see this going, and I really hope it doesn't, because I like him a lot.
Actually, good news for you, it doesn't happen. No, he's a hero the entire time.
Oh, amazing! Yeah. So good. Okay.
Yeah, so
I love him.
Yeah. So then it transitions to Amber and Mark arriving in Africa to Eve's baller mansion.
Yeah, man. This page is beautiful.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. It's such a nice page, and the colors are really well done. I love everything about it. It's amazing. And essentially, Mark and Amber arrive in Africa. Eve's greeting them, and essentially, like, you know, they're just excited about their trip and, like, you know, to see the sights and all that other stuff. And they're just shocked at like how Eve even got this house. He's like, no, I can't afford this house. You kidding me? I just made it. Like, showcasing how powerful Eve abilities are. And then while they like start talking to Eve, and they're about to like they go into the house. They're about to go into the house to get settled. And then Mark, Amber telling Mark, "Oh, like I love you so much, Mark. Thank you so much for bringing me here. I'm so excited." And then Eve just looks at them, jelly, being like, "This is going to be fun."
I can't blame her. Being a third wheel sucks. It ain't fun.
For sure.
Especially when it's in your own goddamn house.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that is issue 31. Yeah, what's your thoughts of the issue, guys?
I feel like I say this for every episode. The first issue is kind of the same. The first issue is always setup stuff, right? It's setting up where we're going to be going this story arc. It's establishing some stuff going on in the background with background characters and secondary and tertiary characters, and it's building up the stuff. And it's always important stuff, but it's not always the most entertaining. This is a really good issue, but also it's all set up. So like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I get the background, and I mean the recap stuff's always a drag to go through.
It is,
but it is also necessary just for the reader to get a recap.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. I get you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So,
and Mikey, if you really want to do 32, I'm totally okay with it.
No,
I know
just do 32. We already discussed this.
I just want to say it's totally fine.
Just do.
But if it's your
32.
decision.
Just do 32.
32. I will do 32.
Christian, stop with this fucking joke. Just do 32.
I'm doing it right now. So
let me put up the cover real quick, though. There we go.
Thank you. I was waiting for that. Yeah. So issue 32 of Invincible. We're starting back in Africa, and Mark just finished a quick couple of laps, and he's training himself in his flying ability. He's from the last arc. He started picking up working out because he never really challenged himself before. So now that's happening. And he sees Eve sitting on top of her house all alone, drinking a cup of coffee. He decides to land in, and we get an explanation of Eve's powers and what she does. I hope I could explain it correctly. Guys, correct me if I'm wrong. She takes matter, and she's able to manipulate it into any form using all the electrons, protons, neutrons. And with the access of atoms that she has from creating something, she shits it. It turns to shit, and she poops it out. Now
Yeah.
that's her powers.
She is so that power is so strong.
It is.
She can do anything. She's literally a god.
But remember, she has those mental blocks still. So like she still has those mental blocks created by her scientist father, where like she can't affect living things. She can only do like non-living matter.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's her only limitation, which is a good limitation. Like
she kind of has the powers of Jesus.
But wait a minute. If she can make coffee, she can make food, and that's organic.
She can't affect people. Like she can't manipulate. She can't like turn a person into like a cup. Like
theoretically speaking, what it might just be caffeine in water with just some natural additives to it that she has in the leaf.
But she makes actual food later in I think this issue.
Yeah.
She makes cake.
And sandwiches though.
And sandwiches. Yeah, they could all be vegan.
Well, I'm just saying like she can't affect she can't like turn people or animals into anything. The whole sandwich shit, like that cake, it's not important. Like
so it's not that she can't affect organic matter, it's that she can't affect living things.
Yeah.
So she has a chunk of meat, she's able to manipulate it into something else. Theoretically.
So say Mark during this roof scene, say Mark just dropped dead, right?
Yeah.
He had an aneurysm or something and just dies. Could she turn his dead body into something else?
Probably. I mean, according to the explanation, I think that's how her powers are supposed to work.
Okay.
She can turn Mark's dead corpse into a chair if she wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But if she wanted a Mark chair, you'd have to kill him first, and then make her Mark chair.
But remember in Adam Eve the Adam Eve mini series or whatever, like when she got that mental block taken away, she like was OP as shit and was turning
I don't remember that at all. I don't remember anything about that.
Either.
Shit.
I read it, man. I was on that episode, I think, but I don't remember.
Yeah, you were. Okay, never mind.
I would like to continue this conversation after the comic book because it's very interesting.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, after this, Mark explains what happens on the alien planet, catches Eve up to seeing his dad again, having a purple brother, being there for like months at a time, and Eve asks about his relationship with Amber. And kind of being a little sus. Like when I was listening to it, kind of felt like she was treating herself and other superheroes as a higher being, which I get. They do have powers, but kind of like I can't relate to William the same way I could relate to you, Mark. And really hinting like you should be with me, Mark.
Yeah.
And there's this nice little scene where they do a throwback to the first couple of comics saying that people without superpowers never look up, and Amber looks up and Mark's like, haha, she's special, you suck.
Oh, it's cute. I don't have that page, I'm sorry, but it's a cute page. It's a cute
page. No,
it is cute. I like Amber a lot. I like her a lot, and I liked her more after these issues, and it's gonna suck when they break up.
Oh,
I mean, if they ever break up, I don't know.
Yeah. Shifting to Texas.
No, they're gonna break up.
I'm not saying.
Mikey, no.
Obvious, Mikey. It really is obvious.
They're very clearly setting up Mark with Eve. That's where that's endgame.
Matt, if we're wrong, I'm gonna feel so stupid.
Yeah, seriously.
Man, but if we're right, I'm gonna feel so smart. But if this story shifts to Texas, well, we got a new superhero who's a shape-shifting motherfucker. And, this shit happens, but I really didn't care about that.
I care about that dude. It's Gus.
Okay.
Or Russ. What's his name? He's the alien, man. He's awesome.
And here he's like, I thought this was the Guardians of the Globe fighting, but it's actually him taking on the forms of the Guardians of the Globe.
Yeah, and his name is Shapesmith.
Shapesmith?
Shapesmith. And then a police
I don't like that name.
SS.
I think it's a lame name, but I like him.
What would you name him then if that was the case?
What would I name him?
Yeah.
Um,
Plastic Man?
Slick Move.
He is kind of feeling like an off-brand Plastic Man. I don't like it.
When you say slick dude, hold on.
I said Slick Move.
Boy.
I don't know, man.
Stretch Armstrong, like the toy that stretches.
Shift Armstrong, because he's an astronaut too.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. I like that.
A good idea, Mikey. That was
Shift
smart.
Armstrong. Nice.
It sounded smarter when Mikey said it. Yeah, we get introduced, and turns out Shapesmith is the Martian. You took it away from me, but that's totally fine.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Actually, I'm not sorry. No, I am.
Yeah. Going back to Africa, Eve still is persisting with Mark, saying you just cannot relate to her and you should be with me. Please, Mark, I love you. Please, for the love of God, marry me. And Mark's like, no, fuck off, Jesus Christ. And they are walking towards an African village, and I think it was rhinos are coming in about to destroy it.
Nah, they're wildebeests.
Wildebeests.
Yeah.
Yeah. So wildebeests come by, being chased by a lion, about to destroy it. And Mark takes the time to bring Amber back to Eve's house. Fun fact: she can't breathe while he's going that fast, which I thought was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Yep. There you go.
Literally takes her back in like the span of like 5 seconds. It's so dope.
And then she's out of breath. Mark goes back to help save the tribe. And then we shift to the Mauler Twins, and they're explaining to Cancer Baby how the cloning system works, and how he's not going to be downloaded into a new body, but he's going to be a perfect copy to the point where he doesn't recognize which one's which. And at the last panel, it suggests that there's a secret plan that Cancer Baby is plotting after he gets inside the body, which we will get to in this arc.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Back to Mark and Eve post saving the day, la-di-da. Of course, Amber complains because that's what she does. And they get this nice little feast created by Eve solely through her superpowers. And she has the ability to make cake that has half the calories and the same amount of vitamins as broccoli, which is very cool. I wish I had that. And I wish I could eat it. And then it's a nice little picnic that they do outside until suddenly Eve gets a phone call, and it says it's for Mark. And then Mark picks it up, and oh no, Mom's in danger. He flies at breakneck speed back home, and we discover it's your boy, the brainy boy with the most, Angstrom, holding his mother and his brother hostage. Dun dun dun. So 32.
He looks bad. He looks ugly.
That's kind of the point.
Yeah, he looked better when he was, I guess, birthed from that machine. But at least
it's
now
your boy, brainy Tyler Perry.
Stop it. Stop it. This is horrifying.
Like, I can't say you're wrong, I guess.
No, because when I read him, I read him as Tyler Perry, because like he reminds me, like Angstrom Levy reminds me of Baxter Stockman, and he played Baxter Stockman in like the second Ninja Turtle movie or whatever.
Okay.
So that's why. But I'm happy he's back.
No, I'm happy you didn't say you read him in Medea's voice. I'd be very upset.
Oh no.
Oh my lord.
Hello.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm gonna kill you.
Hello.
So closing thoughts, you guys? This comic? Anything I missed?
Nah.
It's good. It's
good, man.
Otley's art is so good in this issue. I love the Africa shots. It's gorgeous.
Yeah. Eve's powers, I remember.
I just want to say real quick, I like this issue a lot. Also, it's very like chill and it introduces like the Shapesmith and like their trip to like how they're doing in Africa, but then like has that bomb drop of Angstrom coming back at the end. I love that. It like even everything's good until nope, Angstrom's back and he got Debbie and all and the baby hostage. Sorry.
And then shit gets crazy.
Yeah.
Around this time, I was really thinking, when is this guy coming back? It's been a hot minute. I think he timed it really perfectly with bringing him back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and back to Martian Boy, his outfit does kind of feel like a villain if you think about it.
Does it? Hold on, let me
think
go,
so.
Yeah,
let me go back to the page real quick. Yeah, we'll keep talking.
Yeah, it kind of feels like he's going to turn into a villain. So I think your prediction is right.
It really feels like they're setting him up for a heel turn, and I don't want him to. I like it.
I think his outfit looks kind of hero-y.
Mikey, he has a burglar mask.
Doesn't everybody?
He has the classic black.
Doesn't everyone?
Right. That prisoner have.
He's wearing gray. He does not look very bold and heroic.
He's standing on top of dead bodies. That's kind of sus, Mikey.
He's wearing a domino mask. Who doesn't wear a domino mask as a superhero?
Who doesn't
wear a domino mask that's a superhero that isn't low key just about to turn into a supervillain?
Like every Robin.
Oh, yeah,
not every, okay.
Jason all the Robins are just supervillains waiting to happen.
Just saying. I'm feeling like Matt's prediction is pretty right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, do we want to talk more about Adam Eve's powers, or do we want to skip to?
No, yeah, I want to talk. Yeah, what did you have to say about her powers? Because I know you wanted to talk about that real quick.
It's like Jesus.
She's unstoppable.
This would be his power. It's OP. I don't remember.
I mean, I wanna see. I mean, I know we'll see this eventually. We're gonna see, like how we saw in Adam Eve, where like the mental blocks are taken off, and see like how powerful she like really is. Or she basically becomes a god at that point. But like but she her powers just with the mental blocks themselves are like pretty powerful.
Yeah, so. I mean, she was like, why would I need to go to school? I can just make everything I need.
Exactly.
Like, I don't need a job. I can just make all my food from dirt.
She could just make money and go buy shit. She could just destroy the economy.
She could destroy the economy.
She could.
She could.
She could create $3 billion in cash and go spend it all over and just ruin everything.
Word. Yeah.
I also wanted to say, if she didn't have the mental block, can she manipulate living things then? Or are we not allowed to know that, Mikey?
What do you
mean? Without her mental blocks, like how far can she go? Do you know? Are you at liberty to say?
Even if I wasn't at liberty to say, I don't remember.
Okay, that's fine.
So, like, I just know that it's cool as shit and that it happens, but I just don't know the extent of.
Well, I hope she's able to manipulate living things. I want her to turn Invincible into a chair. But like not like fully a chair where it's like an actual chair. It's just his head on like a reclining chair, and he's just like, no, but just
word. All right. All right. So we are going to talk about issue 33 now. So I'll put that up.
Yeah.
So issue 33. Here's that cover of brainy Tyler Perry.
His non-existent neck.
Man, this cover, dude.
Do you think that's his O face?
It's like, oh my god.
Oh my lord. He has to say "oh my lord" every time.
Oh my god. I can't breathe. Hold on.
Just imagine you look up to that mid coitus.
Oh
Continue, please.
I can't breathe. Okay, so
Man, I've got nothing. Let's just keep going.
Yeah, man. So it starts with so right as Mark gets into the house, Angstrom Levy, Deborah's fucking crying. Oliver doesn't know what's happening, and she's basically just like saying like, Mark is basically like pleading me like what are you doing here? Like what the fuck? Like why are you here? And then basically see Deborah crying like Mark, he hurt me, blah blah blah. And it's just like, oh, and it's just like it's so sad. And it's like it you can tell there's an actual like there's a stake to this, and I love it. Like you can just see that all throughout the art. And essentially Mark saying like, no, let her go. And he's like, no, why? Why? He's like, he wants to know. He wants to know what happened.
It's scary.
Oh, sorry. And it is scary, yeah. And he's basically just like, what do you want? Like, who are you? First of all, it's like, well, you don't remember me. And he's like, it's like, what do you mean you don't remember? You're the one who did this to me. Even though we don't know that's the case. Obviously, we know that's not the case. He did it to himself. But like, you did this to me. I have the ugliness. You did it to me. It's like, yeah, it's just. That's basically what's going down. And then like when Angstrom's like, yeah, you did this to me like after my experiment, blah blah blah. And Mark's like, wait a minute, I remember you. Like what? Like I didn't do that. You did this to yourself. And it's like, no. If you did because I was fighting the Mauler Twins and I was about to die, but you didn't. You practically saved my life after you started that explosion. He's like, no. Knowing me, I wouldn't do that to save you to accomplish my goal of being like extremely smart when it comes to the multiverse. I wouldn't do that. So like it's just obviously like he's molded his own story because he clearly doesn't remember what happened, which I think is really interesting. And essentially he blames Mark for what he did. He wants to, as revenge, he wants to essentially like he's hurting Mark's family in front of him and basically putting him through portals to make him tired. That's essentially his plan to essentially be able to kill Mark with his bare hands once he's like officially worn out. And in this next page, he explains his plan, and he backhands Deborah. It's like, damn, son. He backhands Deborah, and then essentially like Mark obviously like rages out, goes towards him. But Angstrom planned it obviously because he's really smart, puts him through a portal where he ends up in a world where with these dinosaurs that fucking talk.
Yeah.
And I think it's hilarious because they just talk about like wanting to eat him.
Yeah.
Because they haven't seen haven't seen a what's it called? A human being in years that can actually like speak. I think it's so fucking funny. And
or whatever.
What happened?
Homo sapien?
Homo sapien.
Yeah, they call them sapiens, which is great. I also love that Mikey forgot the word for human being. That was good.
Yeah.
He's like,
listen,
what am I?
What am I? A human being? It's funny, but anyway, so once that happens, it transitions back to the house while Mark goes into that portal and drops back into the house. And essentially, Angstrom's just teasing and being like, "Dude, I'm hurting your family while I'm sending away on these portals. Sucks to be you." And it's just like, and he's just knitting at Mark, and like throughout this entire fight, which we'll see, him going through portals, like you can see, it's like his Viltrumite side is coming out a little bit, like his rage, and I think it's very interesting, and it's just really cool, and I love that a lot. So essentially, he's toying with Mark and saying that just like, oh man, I'm gonna hurt you so badly, like hell, I'm just like I don't give a fuck about like hurting your family. Is just gonna be it's gonna be a bonus for me. And he fucking tosses he eats fucking Oliver while he does it. It sets Mark off, and then Mark goes through another fucking portal, as what Angstrom planned, and he ends up running into a guy with octopus tentacles. Familiar octopus tentacles, and being like, whoa, I'm so sorry, like it wasn't my fault. I'm from another dimension. I got thrown into a portal by this one guy. I didn't mean to hurt you. Holy shit, blah blah blah. And yeah, this place looks a little bit familiar, doesn't it? Like,
yeah,
that guy kind of looks like Doc Ock a little bit, but I'm not really sure if it's Doc Ock.
No, it can't be. Those are squid tentacles, definitely squid tentacles.
Well, here's a clue. If you look at the portal, Did you see a little hand there? You see a little red hand near the portal?
Oh shit, that's Daredevil.
Holy shit!
Oh my god.
Fucking Deadpool! Oh my god!
Guys, you ready?
Deadpool.
Because now we're talking about Marvel Team Up number 14. This is Invincible teaming up with Spider-Man. We're talking about Spider-Man. I'm so excited.
And it's great because like Corey Walker's back on the art for this one. And after, last time we saw him doing art, Invincible was the first 7 issues of Invincible. And I can see this art has improved a bit. Like, it has improved a bit from what we saw last time.
It sure looks like it. So I'm going to real quick, just real fast, give you a brief overview of where Spider-Man is at this point in time. This issue came out in 2004, which means that Spider-Man has organic webbing.
Okay, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, he got that during Avengers Disassembled. So he has organic webbing, and he's also part of the Avengers. He joined that in Bendis' New Avengers.
Yeah.
He is working as a school teacher. It's in the middle of the JMS run. So
this was before One More Day, correct?
Yes, it's before One More Day. He's married to Mary Jane. MJ and Aunt May both know he's Spider-Man, and they're living in Avengers Tower.
Yeah.
And Pete's a high school science teacher. I think I already said that.
Yeah.
So that's where Spider-Man's at in this issue.
I still have to read Bendis' New Avengers run because I hear it's like the best Avengers thing to read. Like, I
don't know, dude. I read the first 2 or 3 arcs, and I thought it was okay. I don't much like Spider-Man on the Avengers, and I like Wolverine on the Avengers even less. And a lot of it has to do with Sentry, and I hate Sentry. I think Sentry's stupid.
Because it's just Street Team Avengers, basically. And I love Street level heroes, because Luke Cage is on the team.
It kind of is, because Thor's not on the team, is he? Is Thor dead?
I thought he was doing some other shit. This is after Civil War, right? So, I thought he's off world doing something.
No, this is before Civil War.
Is he? Okay, my fault.
Yeah.
My mistake.
I think he might be dead. I think Ragnarok. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about Marvel Team Up number 14. And this issue opens up with Spider-Man fighting Dr. Octopus. It's a classic Spider-Man versus Doc Ock scenario. And he gets hit with some bricks. It's just a slugfest. And then all of a sudden, this portal opens up. And who comes through? Invincible. And he just tackles Doc Ock entirely by accident. And I love how Spidey's like, is that Nova? I think that's Nova. That was so funny. He's like, it could be Iron Man, but Iron Man, it doesn't dress like that. So, like, I guess he's Nova.
People that flies is like, no, it can't be that. No, it can't be this.
And it's like, who else flies in my universe? Yep. It's so fucking funny.
I also love how he's like how he dunks on Mark for like the thing with his hair coming out the top of his mask. He's like not even Cyclops does it anymore, which is hilarious. And he's right, by the way. I don't like this weird face sock gambit thing that a lot of heroes have. I think it looks fine on Invincible, but I'm not a huge fan of it in general.
I only like it on Invincible and on Gambit, and like that's it.
Yeah, I think I agree.
Yeah.
So they fight Doc Ock, and Mark destroys him. I don't really know what he does to him. I guess he throws him through a building and just away. And Pete's like, dude. Pete's like, you gotta be careful. You're gonna kill somebody doing this.
Word.
And Mark's like, no, it's fine. And then they have this whole conversation where Mark's like, your name is stupid. You have spider powers. He calls himself Spider-Man. And Pete's like, it's no better than your name. You're invincible. It's because of Invincible. What if I called myself Webbing? Which at first I was like, well, that's dumb. Webbing's not even one of his powers. Except at this point it is. So whatever.
Wait, Matt, you forgot. I want to acknowledge this page right here where like Mark's literally in tears. And it's like, because all this shit's happening with his mom and Angstrom, and he explains his whole backstory to Peter, and it's very touching because Peter can relate to losing a parent.
Yeah,
I think He's dumping a lot on a stranger. Just want to say.
He is, but man, we've got like 24 pages. We gotta get this thing moving.
Just honestly, just for writing purposes. Hey man, can I just real quick tell you all my trauma and issues?
Listen, Mark comes from a world where he's comfortable talking to. He goes to superheroes to talk about the superhero problems, so it makes sense.
I can see them talking as I'll get into it after.
Yeah.
He tells them his entire backstory, and they have a conversation about their name, and then he's like, "All right, come on, let's run by Avengers Tower, and see if they have seen Doc Ock." Which, I think it's just kind of an excuse to get the Avengers in the book for a little bit, because there's really no reason. There's really no reason
for them to be there. Yeah.
But they do. They run by Avengers Tower, and they meet up with Aunt May and MJ. MJ and Pete are supposed to have movie night, and MJ looks an awful lot like Eve, huh?
Yeah.
Like that's definitely intentional. It has to be. I've noticed that the way, because I know this is not Ryan Otley, right? This is Corey Walker.
It's Corey Walker.
But I've noticed that the way Ryan Otley draws MJ in the current Spencer run is very similar to how he drew Eve.
Yeah.
So it's clearly on purpose, right?
Yeah.
Like it has.
And plus, Mark gets a huge boner when he's like, "Holy shit, look at this girl."
Yeah.
Which is implying something, but
and Mark's in the redheads.
So MJ's like, all right, I guess I'm gonna movie night with your aunt instead, because she of course was expecting Pete to bail. And Mark has a somewhat funny comment where he's like, wow, so those are the Avengers? And Pete's like, no, dude, that's my family. And I like the conversation. That's really cute. And then he turns around, and the new Avengers are here.
I forgot that page. God damn it.
Well, I'll just tell you the lineup. Right now, we've got Iron Man and Wolverine and Captain America, Spider-Woman, Jessica Drew specifically, if you care, Luke Cage, and the Sentry.
Superman.
Sentry sucks. But Mark decided to try and guess their names, using Spider-Man as a. And so he guesses the names are Robot Man, Claw Man, Flag Man, Fabio Man, Batwoman, and Black Man.
Guess which one's Black Man?
Steve.
The Black
one. And that's a funny little moment. And then the Avengers are like, "No, we haven't seen Doc Ock." And then Pete's like, "All right, I'm gonna go by." And they're like, "Do you want us to be in the book anymore?" And Pete goes, "Nah, we're done with you." And so the Avengers leave the book, and Spider-Man and Invincible go and find Doc Ock. And on the way there, he's like, "Hey, Mark, catch me and fly me there." And then he's like, "Okay." And then he says, "No, I just made this harness. Use the harness. Don't grab me by the armpits." Which is a very funny sequence, and I liked it a lot. This issue is delightful. It's just so much fun. And then basically Doc Ock is terrorizing people. Who knows why? It doesn't matter. And then Spider-Man and Invincible fight Doc Ock, and Invincible kind of loses it, and he tears Otto's arms off. And Pete's like, "All right, good job. Jen, watch that anger. Like, you got some sort of temperament problem going on." And then he sees the portal opening up, and they shake hands, and they're like, "It was good meeting you." And Invincible's like, "Yeah." And honestly, this scene kind of reminded me of the end of Spider-Man when Pete says goodbye to Miles. It's not nearly as impactful or important.
Yeah.
But it's similar. It has its similarities. And then Pete's like, maybe he needs my help. And he goes to jump to the portal with him, and then it closes and leaves him behind. And Pete's like, you know what? Actually, it's a good thing I'm still here. I'm gonna go hang out with my super hot wife and not super hot aunt. And that's how the issue ends.
Well, that last comment's a matter of opinion. But I also really like how he was like, how am I going to figure out how to get back?
Yeah.
That was a problem that I had to address.
And I love this last page. This drawing of Spider-Man is gorgeous. I love it. But that's Marvel 14. Mark hops back into his own reality. Pete swings off to go probably fight Nolan or something. I don't know. And this is it. I love this issue.
Me too.
It's so good, dude. I love it a lot.
Closing thoughts.
I think that Robert Kirkman writes a pretty good Peter Parker. Yeah, I think he writes a pretty good Peter Parker, especially for somebody who doesn't really like superheroes all that much. And yeah, I don't know.
I just love how super self-aware it is, both with the names and with some of the plots, like with the Avengers and Spider-Man saying, "Just go fight something celestial and something in space." Right at it, and they're like, "How often does he think we do this?"
I love that conversation where they're like, does Spider-Man think we fight Thanos or Galactus every week? And they're like, yeah, Spider-Man's definition of cosmic is really loose.
It's honestly.
I love that.
And then Luke Cage in the background, like Black Man.
I just found the page. I'm gonna pull it up right now. I just made it like a quick slide real quick of the page where it's so great. And I love when Luke Cage, when they're about to leave, Luke Cage is really he's like, Black Man? Really? Is that all I am?
Yeah.
It's so good.
That's all we could see in the Invincible. More than just a black man.
Yeah, actually, Matt, I wanted to ask, since you're I'm obviously we're all big Spider-Man fans here, but you're the biggest. But what do you think of Walker's design on Spider-Man?
I think it's awesome. It's actually very similar to Otley's, which is kind of funny. They do the eyes very similarly. It's very angular and sharp, which is unique. But I dig it. It's very, very clean and cartoony without being ridiculous. And I think it's fantastic. His Peter Parker, right there, I think is a little weaker. But what?
His forehead's too big.
His forehead's too big, and his hair is weird. But Pete's hair has been weird since
forever.
Since 95. Because he had a mullet for a while, and then he lost the mullet and got this weird I don't know what in the middle part. What is going on there? I don't know.
Front mustache. It's a front mustache on your head. I used to have one of those back in the day.
Yeah, the front mustache.
Front mustache.
Yeah.
But no, I think Cory Walker's Spider-Man is awesome. I like it a lot.
Yeah. For me, this issue was very fucking fun. Oh my god, it was so much fun. Robert Kirkman, I feel can do a good Peter Parker. His Peter Parker was so fucking funny.
Yeah.
And him because obviously Invincible's based off of the teenage superhero trope, which is what Spider-Man started, and seeing essentially Spider-Man as an adult giving advice to another teen superhero, how he did with you said with Miles before even Miles I think is so good, and
it's fantastic.
Yeah,
it's I think this is the perfect character for Invincible to cross over with.
Exactly.
And I don't know, man. This is. Granted, I'm biased. Spider-Man is my favorite fictional character. I fucking love Spider-Man. This is my favorite issue we've read so far. Because of course it is,
Of course it is.
Yeah. I wouldn't consider myself biased just because I don't read a lot of Spider-Man comics, but I was smiling from start to finish. It was a really good
I'm also I'm also a really big Spider-Man fan, but my Spider-Man's Miles Morales, but I also love and admire Peter Parker. So
and likewise, my Spider-Man is Peter Parker, but I fucking love Miles. Miles is awesome.
Exactly. But
And the closest thing is Latino, but Miles is more to the Black community, and I respect.
but he's the best of both.
He is the best of both, but he
Mhm.
belongs to the Black community, and I respect that.
Nah, we can share him. It's fine.
Well, do you have strong opinions one way or the other about Miguel, about Spider-Man 2099?
No one likes him.
I don't like only going to the future. Fucking me, I don't like it. Didn't they have a TV show, right?
Nah, he had
Yeah, I don't think so.
Really? I could have sworn that there was. It might have not been with Miguel, but there was. I feel like there was a TV show with Spider-Man in 2099.
Nah, there was a game.
Miguel might show up in Ultimate Spider-Man because I know they did a web.
Okay, he did show up in Ultimate Spider-Man.
I haven't watched it because
it's fine.
That might be what I'm thinking about.
Yeah.
Maybe it was just a quick crossover. I thought it was like early 90s, maybe earlier.
No, that did not happen.
No?
Probably not.
I remember the art style being like in that time era, but it has to be just in my head. I might be thinking of maybe a Batman one. Batman Beyond, was it? The future?
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, Batman Beyond.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, I'm gonna end this this Spider-Man issue with Shocker! I will chase you down to the ends of the earth.
Man, I love that show. I fucking love that show. Anyway,
but anyway,
my Spider-Man.
Okay. Anyway, back on issue 33. Once Mark exits the portal, goes to the portal from Marvel Universe, he ends up coming back into his main universe, and we see a little web
34.
No, we didn't finish 33.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're doing this. We're doing this chronologically. So we're back on 33. Mark just came back from the portal. We see a little webby. The web that got cut. I think it's so awesome. And then essentially Mark is getting a little bit more like what Peter noticed. Mark is getting a little bit more angry and just like a little bit more like he's not thinking straight. And essentially like when he comes in, Angstrom's like, don't even fucking move, don't even blink, because I will put a portal underneath where your mom and your brother are standing underneath, and I already picked out a certain dimension if that's hazardous for them to survive in if you mess with me. And essentially like
the dimension that he picked was literally just a couple feet below, so they'll die from the impact. Just want to mention that. It's not a dinosaur dimension or like a dimension filled with lava. It's just a slightly lower dimension.
Right.
Honestly.
Yeah. And can I just real quick, can we talk about this real briefly? Because I thought the way Angstrom Levy's powers work is that he makes a portal in this spot, right, in this reality, and it opens up in that exact same spot in a different reality, right?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Okay. Then how does he keep opening these portals wherever Mark is?
Because which will be explained like soon, that like the people that he used to like improve his body, I guess it amped up his powers.
Oh, so now he can make portals anywhere?
Basically.
Oh, that's overpowered.
Yeah. So
looks like he's going to be a very formidable villain in the future.
Basically, yeah.
There seems to be setting up that way. Yeah. He might be Mark's strongest villain yet.
Basically, basically,
can't wait to see more of him in the future.
Besides, like the Viltrumites almost killing him, but like, he's his most powerful Earth villain that he's faced. Right now. So then, essentially, again, saying why you're doing this, he's saying you did this to me, blah blah. When clearly we know that he didn't. And I think it's very interesting the fact that like I love that Angstrom just likes to like toy with him. And being just saying this, like, I'm just gonna ruin the fuck out of your life by hurting your family, as well as making you just go into these random ass dimensions and tiring you the fuck out. And he's just like egging at him so much to like get his Viltrumite side, like to like make him angry, because he knows that like after seeing the footage with his father, like he's his father's son, and he's gonna lash at the way his father lashes out. I think it's great. So then. Once they're having their spiel, essentially he gets Mark to go to another portal as he expected, and he ends up in the Walking Dead universe.
Yeah. That's cute, man. That's cute. It's funny.
It's so funny. I don't know if this is like because all the zombies are saying in this page, they're saying meat, meat, meat. The zombies don't speak in The Walking Dead; they just groan. So I'm just like, I'm just gonna assume it's Walking Dead because of Kirkman.
It's Kirkman. It's Walking Dead.
Yeah, and like I love how like the color saturation's all like duller. Just how like The Walking Dead is like dull and black and white. Like it's so fucking smart when it comes to the art. And then essentially while Mark's in here, Deborah tries to fight her to try to like fight her way out of Angstrom and to get to safety, but she basically cracks a lamp on his head, and he decides to fucking break her arm against one of against like a drawer in her arm, like fucking snaps, and it's brutal.
It's fucking brutal, and it's really jarring coming from Marvel Team Up, which is so much fun and so delightful. And now we're back in the main book, and your mom's arm is broken, and you're in the zombie world, and everything sucks. And I kind of love that.
Yes, I love that. And it makes it something to show that like Marvel Universe is a bunch of pussies because people are fucking dying and getting broken in this universe.
Fine, I guess.
I'm just kidding.
That's not how I'd put it, but
I know. I know. That was a joke. I mean, the Marvel Universe has done some crazy shit. So
Mikey just straight up said, "Oh, the Marvel Universe is for bitch babies." That's not a real man.
Well, that's like I don't want to get into this because I could talk about it literally forever, and I have. You've heard me talk about it, but that's why I don't like The Boys. Like, I think it's just really cynical and not fun, and it's taking superheroes, which is a symbol of hope, and turning it into like this gross thing. Whatever. It's a different conversation.
Yeah, we could talk about it later. I want to talk about it.
I love this because I love that page where she breaks her arm and like literally being like, I'm gonna read from the book. It was like, you accomplished nothing. I'm going to make your son hurt. I'm going to make you hurt. I'm even going to hurt the child here. All you've done is just piss me off. I'm like, damn, son, cold. So like you can feel like he has like a motivation to just like hurt Mark after his incident, but that wasn't even Mark's fault, which is so funny. But anyway, while Mark is in the Walking Dead universe, he's talking to some survivors, but then either way, he's talking about these attempts that he's gonna make to essentially like throw Angstrom off by every time he goes into another portal. And then we see here it transitions after that conversation. It's just every single fucking time he gets thrown into a portal, he just gets ass whooped, and it's just like it's so great. We see the fucking like the omnipotent lord that we saw from the last arc show up in that dimension that Black Samson thrown him in.
Yeah, Skeletor.
Yeah, Skeletor. There we go. But then we see him. Mark went to the DC universe and talked with fucking Batman and has the same exact argument about the name thing that he had with Spider-Man. It's so great.
It's great. It's fun. I love it.
But obviously in the last panel, Mark's been fighting like every portal he's been going through that for the most part, unlike the Walking Dead one in like the DC universe, he's been going through the ringer, encountering all these various obstacles. And we see in the last panel that like his fucking costume's torn to shreds at this point, and he's literally waiting. He seems to like Angstrom's been letting Mark just wait in these worlds for a long period of time just to like make him go crazy, which seems to have worked. So then essentially another portal comes in. And I love how Angstrom just like it's like these transition panels of like Mark just waiting, then a portal comes in, and Angstrom like peeps his head up being like, where the fuck is Mark at? Mark pops into the next portal and essentially just like, you're going to hurt my family. Like after he's like basically he's full on rage mode. He's like lost his mind at this point. Like his full Viltrumite side has like been coming out. Then he notices that his mom's arm is fucking broken. He goes ballistic and decides to fucking like essentially burst out of the house with Angstrom and like grabbing Angstrom like Man of Steel style, and then essentially just being like, you hurt my mother, and I'm gonna fucking like kill you. And it's like, calm down, like you're clear. Remember like the surgeons that like I said that I was gonna go to, the surgeons that are in the other world that were gonna help me like fix my body. They also made me fucking stronger too. So then essentially like he's as strong as Invincible, so he says, and is a more formidable opponent. Then he starts essentially like fighting Invincible through these fucking dimensions, and it's so like he's very. I don't have the page here, but it's a very dope like these transition panels, and like they have Mark and Angstrom in the foreground, and it's so fucking dope, and they're just passing through these worlds, and they end up in what's it called,
Desert.
a desert world where there's no one there. It's a barren wasteland, and essentially Mark is going ballistic and literally just like he's like, I haven't even. Anderson was teasing him again. I haven't even started to hurt your mother. I got more plans in store for them. Don't you worry. Mark essentially is like, don't threaten my family, and just proceeds to just beat the shit out of him. And like as we've been seeing throughout since Marvel team up in this issue, Mark's just going in on Angstrom as he's breaking his teeth, but then he just goes in, he just doesn't stop. God. And it's just like he's just covered in blood. And it's just ridiculous. And then literally like Mark stops and be like, oh my God, like what about like Angstrom's just like huffing breath, like he's dying. And just like Mark's like, oh my gosh, like I thought he said he was stronger than me. I thought like I thought he said he was stronger than me. He's just like I could have sworn like he was stronger than me. He's like, oh God, and has this amazing splash of just like just what he's done to Angstrom, just like blood everywhere. And it's like that's how the issue ends, and it's wild.
Turn him into paste, man. Tomato paste. Jeez.
It's exactly what Peter Parker said. He said if you kept going like this, you're gonna kill somebody, and then he killed somebody.
Yeah.
Fucking wild.
But he's not actually dead though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like he's not actually dead.
What? No, he's fucking dead, bro.
I don't think he's dead. I think he's.
Mikey, I love how you like answered it, but then you realize you accidentally
no.
It, and then you're like, oh shit.
No. I looked at a text and I just already said, like, yeah, like, because I'm looking at something. But no, he doesn't come back. He's fucking dead, bro.
Unprofessional, Michael.
I'm sorry. Vince also was on the shout out to Vince. He was watching us. He wanted me to give him a thank you and a shout out, I guess.
Was he?
Yeah.
You could just put it in the comments. We'll put it up here for you, man.
Yeah, we should put it in the comments. But he said that we should check out Marvel Web of Romance for more of Cory Walker drawing Spider-Man and MJ. So
amazing.
So
definitely we'll do that.
Thank you, Vince. Also watch or if you check out their channel, Crackle Comics, that Vince and Mike and Dan have. They do some cool stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but guys, this is issue 33. Thoughts, concerns?
It's bloody as hell, man.
It's satisfying to this man with this shit-smelling face to get his ass whooped. Like the second he broke Invincible's mom. Yeah, I was gonna say arm, but like no, definitely broke her physically and mentally a little bit. God, this satisfied me. I get it was supposed to be like, oh no, I did something bad, but like, secretly I'm like, yeah, Mark, you did it.
I think that's what's so great about it is that it's both.
Yeah, right.
I think this is brilliantly written. I think Kirkman wrote this brilliantly, where he created this villain and he built up this villain who was very likable at first and then became this complete monster. And throughout, especially this issue, he does some terrible stuff. So watching Mark literally tear him to pieces is very satisfying. But at the same time, it's also like it's disturbing and gruesome, and you can feel Mark's panic and his own almost like he basically goes into shock. And it's very good. I like that feels awful just any like that, but it's really well written. It's amazing.
It's so well written, and like I just love that. Like I know like Mark's trying to be a good hero, but like in the end of the day, he's still his father. He's still a Viltrumite at the end of the day, and it shows while like he beats the living shit out of this man. And
is it the Viltrumite side or is it his human side?
Ooh. No. but yeah,
a serious thing. I feel like this was very human.
Yeah.
And yeah, like if a person with superpowers who was raised in the world that we live in now, I feel like it's difficult not to snap when you have that level of power.
Word.
Just power corrupts absolutely. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. Yeah, there we go. So it's just a matter of time for it to like go down that way for Mark, and we gotta hope that has the ability to bring him back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I think it's like
I remember you wanted. Oh, I'm sorry to interrupt, Mikey.
It's fine.
But
it's fine.
you remember you compared the boys' violence with with Invincibles. Do you want to expand on that a little bit? Because like I feel like they're really good things to compare because they take very realistic approaches to superheroes and physical bodies.
I agree. But I think there's a very key difference between Invincible and the boys. I think that in most, a lot of it so far, the shock and the gore and the violence in Invincible has a real purpose and a real intent, while I feel like the boys is very much gore
for shock
porn.
value.
Yes, very. It's a lot of shock value. It's this idea of like, well, in real life, in real life, the Justice League would all be terrible people. The Justice League would all be awful, unredeemable people, and they would, I don't know. It's the idea of trying to ground things in violence and passing it off as grounding things in realism.
And we're talking about the show, right?
In the Ultimate Universe a lot. And I think that making a show or anything violent in an attempt to make it more realistic is wrong and short-sighted.
Sorry, I had to.
It's your boy, Super Jesus, back at it again.
And the major difference I see between Invincible and the boys is that the boys is very cynical, and Invincible is not. Yeah, and that's basically what it comes down to, because both of them have this, very clear knockoff of the Justice League. The Guardians of the Globe was very obviously a Justice League. They had an Aquaman, they had a Martian Manhunter, they had a Wonder Woman, And the boys, it's the same deal. It's very clearly Justice League.
Yeah.
But the Justice League, I don't know. I'm kind of rambling at this point. The boys is cynical and dark for the sake of it, and not. And I could be wrong, but the way I understand it is that it's not really doing anything with this darkness and this cynicism. And like I'm not saying like people. It could be a really well crafted show. I've only watched a little bit of it. I've read more of the comics, which I think are awful.
They're trash. Yeah, no,
I've only read the first 4 issues of the comic, and I'm just like, this is a little bit too much for me, bro.
Yeah. And like I'm not saying The Boys is a bad show because I haven't seen enough of it. It could be fantastic. It looks like the production value is great, and like I love Carl Urban, so I'm sure he's really good in it. I just think the premise is really cynical and not something I want to spend my time watching.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, I'm happy.
But Invincible is better. I love Invincible.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to say real quick, Otley's art in this issue, the whole thing, especially at the end with the fight, is so fucking good.
Yes, it's amazing. Otley's is on point.
Yeah, on point. He loves drawing bloody fucking fights, as you can clearly tell. So,
the reason I brought that question up again is just because both creators for both comics, but I mostly care about the TV show series, both really care or are really interested in like blood and gore, and it really shows how they use that tool in both mediums, and how different the your interpretation of it can be, even though it's relatively the same thing, it's a super powered person who could rip someone in half if they really wanted to, and they do that and they show that. But one takes it more, like you said, Matt, to a cynical route, and the other one takes it to the point where it's more reserved and used only just to make something hit a little bit harder, and it's not necessary.
Yeah, it has a real purpose. And like earlier, when we were talking about Marvel Team Up, I made an offhand comment about how Kirkman doesn't like superheroes, and I don't think that's true. I think because based off of Invincible, he clearly has a real love and respect for the material he is inspired by. Kirkman clearly does like superheroes. Ennis does not. He has said he does not. And I think that really comes through in his work.
Gotcha.
Ennis wrote The Boys, right?
Yeah.
Wait. That's right, isn't it? I don't want to put my foot in my mouth.
Sure, why not? I'm not going to quote you on it.
I'm going to check. I'm pretty
all
sure
I
it's
know
Garth
is Seth Rogen did the TV show.
It is Garth Ennis. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Garth Ennis.
I may be mistaken, but I don't think I am, has gone on record saying that he actively does not like superheroes. That's why, he wrote The Punisher, right? That's why he wasn't given a Spider-Man book. That's why he wasn't put on Justice League. And I think something that does what The Boys is trying to do, but better, and this is a terrible comparison, is Watchmen. And obviously, Watchmen's a seminal classic.
Now you're getting off.
So that's not fair to anyone.
Now you're diverging quite a bit. I feel like you're going to be going to a whole other conversation.
You're right. I'm sorry.
But at the same time, it's going to be a good contrast to when the Invincible animated series comes out, and then The Boys will happen at the same time. So we'll see.
Get to compare it.
We'll see how it looks in a live action form with a purpose towards how an animated form with a purpose. So this one, I just want to put that out there.
Anyway, sorry about that.
It's fine. I asked it. We could bring it up later at the end if we want to.
Yeah.
But entering 34, starting off.
I love this cover. Wait, can we just talk about this cover real quick? I love this cover.
Starting off the cover, we see, I guess, some members of the Guardians of the Globe and the other members from Capes aged up a little bit. You could tell Robot's looking a little bit more beefy. Got a haircut. Off-brand Thor got a beard.
Kid Thor.
Off-brand Thor got it.
Yeah, Kid Thor looks dope. Bulletproof looks like fucking
got a receding hairline. God, no.
I'm just kidding. If I could compare, older Bulletproof would be Keith David because I love Keith David. But and then looks like Monster Girl's there too, but she looks a lot less beefy. So that's another hint of what's happening with her. But
I really like older Eve. I think Eve looks really good.
Yeah, they all look great in my opinion.
Yeah.
Eve also looks dope with short hair
with the beard.
He looks so badass, doesn't he?
He really does. I remember
I described him when we did Capes that he looked like fucking Justin Bieber, but now now he looks like a fucking Viking, and I love it.
Yeah, as someone with the name Thor should. But the issue begins with Eve and Amber flying off to check up on Mark since he left in a rush. They're about a couple hours away, and it goes back to Mark in the desert island all by himself,
beautiful,
mumbling to himself, thinking about what he did, and coming to terms with the fact that he just straight up murdered someone in a very dramatic way. And also at the end of it, he realizes he's stuck there in the desert, killing his only means of getting out of there. So he's basically screwed. After this, we go back to the cancer blob baby thing, and the brain transplant, I guess, was a complete success, and he's in a young Rex Explode's body.
Yeah.
The Mauler twins question why he picked a child for, excuse me, why he picked a child to take over as his new body, and he mentions that it's a personal thing, and you guys don't need to worry about it. And then the Mauler twins, all right,
For phase
that's
2.
rare. Yeah, for phase 2. Yeah. Then he has this moment with his original body, where since that's him basically in cloning, he didn't download his consciousness into another body. He just made a perfect copy of it.
Mm-hmm.
They talk about the plan, which was to let him suffocate on the air because he was built so different he can't even survive oxygen. I really want to figure out what made him and what miracle of science kept him alive for so long. But I'm also happy that he's dead because he's very disgusting.
He's extremely ugly and hard to look at.
Yep.
The thing is, like, I think it was born this way. I don't think it was made.
Yeah, no. Yeah, he was born this way. I'm just
Yeah.
saying, like, when he was born, how could he survive out the womb like this?
That's true. Okay.
Yeah, that's just the thing that I was really curious about. But the Mauler twins interrupting, I guess, his suicide, right?
Yeah.
The Mauler twins bring up the second payment for completing it successfully. And baby Rexplode, because we still don't have a name for the cancer baby, says that you're not gonna get your second payment. Since you're criminals, I'm gonna arrest you. And then the Mauler twins are like, you're just a kid. What makes you think on God's green earth you could take on these beefy boys? And then he brings out Robot to take care of it. Yeah, that was revealed at that time, right? Yep, there we go. Yeah. And then the Mauler twins say, we're smarter than you and we're stronger than you. You could try your best, but we're going to kick your ass. And Robot's like, haha, I am agile. Whoosh. And then back to Invincible.
I'm Swift Boy.
I got these hops, my guy.
Yeah, but I want to say they still think they think it is clear to us that like Robot's is working for this tumor baby.
Oh yeah. He's an automaton that the tumor baby controls. I guess he's not his own independent person, or he is. I'm not 100% clear on that.
Nah, I mean in this page, in this page, like, we'll talk about that later.
I guess. Yeah. We cut back to Mark in the desert, alone, being upset that this is his life now. And plot twist, this isn't his life now. And the future Guardians of the Globe / Capes come in to help him save the day. And Robot...
It's just Guardians of the Globe.
Okay, it's just Guardians of the Globe with, Knockout and Kid Thor. And Robot looking extra beefy. To Mark's shock, they came to save him. And they explain... I wrote down on my notes, shit gets complicated, so bear with me with this explanation because I'm a little bit iffy. My understanding of it is on the timeline in their universe where Mark originally is from, shit hits the fan really bad, and the new Guardians of the Globe, which consists of these people, decide to open up a portal and find Mark to help them fix the world now that's really shitty without him.
Mm-hmm.
They realize that the Mark that they find is mentally unstable and batshit crazy. So they're like, we should probably go back in time and do this. And they do that. And the reason why it took so long is because it was hard to find which dimension he was from, I think.
Mm-hmm. No, you're right.
I think so.
Okay, so that's my understanding of what happened.
Here's what happens. Got the timeline, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right here is where Mark and Angstrom Levy went into this universe.
Mm-hmm.
The timeline kept going. and Mark wasn't in it.
Yeah,
A lot of bad shit happened. 15 years later, this Guardians of the Globe team uses dimension travel and time travel to find Mark and take him back and fix that point in timeline where I splintered.
Right. And
right,
the
Mikey?
first time, I think the first time they did it, they dimension traveled and they realized that Mark was crazy, and then they time traveled, and then
they went back in time a little bit. Like they went. I think Christian. I think it's weird because like I think Christian. I don't know if Christian's right or if you're right, because like I think like they went to the other dimension where Mark was, and then found that like the adult version, like the 15-year-old later Mark that's in this dimension is fucking insane. And then they fuck is insane or is dead. I don't know. But
I think
but then they decided, okay, we have to go back in time where Mark was younger in this dimension, which is how he got there, and that's how they're here now, I think.
Okay. Yeah. You're right.
So back to the story. I hope everyone understands. Before they send Mark back into his original dimension, an older Eve stops Mark and says, "Mark, I loved you. I always loved you. Blah, blah, blah. Woman things. Please tell younger me that you like me or don't like me. I don't care. It's torturing me." But, more emotional. I kind of killed it a little bit, not going to lie. Then Robot's like, time stream, hello? Can we not fuck it up, please? Adam? I mean, yeah, Eve, like, the fuck? And you wanted to say something, Mikey?
No, I said that, like, she basically is like, you don't have to tell me that you have feelings for me before it's too late. Just tell me something so that I could just move on with my life. Because clearly, like, she had feelings for him. He was gone. And she was a wreck after that. So he's like, don't tell me you love me. Tell me you love me. Tell me like you want to break. Like we can't be friends anymore. Just tell me something so I can move on.
Tell me you have that I have a nice ass. Anything. So Mark gets back.
Wait. You missed something. The thing with Robot that happened.
Oh yeah. So Big Boy Robot removes his head, and it is revealed that I guess regular aged Rex-Splode is there.
Yeah. Which is confusing because like we know that this kid is Rex. This kid has Rex's body, but Rex is also still alive. So like it's weird.
Yeah.
It's a little mystery.
Yeah. So right. It raises the question as to why you picked Rex and why specifically younger. It's very strange.
We don't know because I like this page a lot because we don't know if this is like Rex-Splode or if this is baby Rex. We don't know. So like
I feel like it's baby Rex. They would have made him younger or at least changed his hair or something. That's just my opinion. I feel like they would have made it obvious for us.
I mean, it's still an ambiguous thing.
Yeah, it's sci-fi, so it could be a clone of a clone of a clone.
Or this could just be just regular fucking Rex, because literally like because the way Eve attacks at him and she's just like, "Shut up, Rex." That's an Eve thing. Like,
or maybe it's one of the Mauler twins in Rex's body in Robot's body.
Oh my god!
Yeah, but I think it's really cool that like it's Robot but like a suit, and I think it's nice.
Spider-Man. I mean,
so we don't know the deal with this Rex, but it's left to be very ambiguous, and I like it a lot.
Yeah. Ambiguity it'll come up. We'll promise we'll cover it. But back to the fight with the Mauler twins. You could see from the panel, Robot's not doing well in the fight. He was he felt confident, but he didn't win. And then the Mauler twins feeling cocky, saying, "Well, looks like we fucked up your toy. What you gonna do now, big guy?" And the young Rex-Splode was like, "I have been in a tube for most of my life. What makes you think I didn't mess around with new designs for the robot?" And out comes this behemoth of a robot. Yeah, 4-armed motherfucker. And then the Mauler twins are screwed. You could see it.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Sorry.
They bit off more than they could chew.
Yeah, I think because I just want to say real quick that like because we like these Mauler like because what Rex says is just like because the Mauler twins think that just like robots working for him, and this isn't. But it's revealed in this page that like no, like robot just it's just an automaton. Like I am robot. Like I've been robot. I'm robot. Like I'm the robot
I
is
am
me.
robot. I Will Smith.
Yeah, like
Not I, but with Will Smith.
yeah, like I like robots me. Robots not working for me because like because
Love
it
that
also
movie.
for the readers it makes us think that like robots just working for him, but no, he is robot, and I think it's
right.
Cool. Yeah.
So I'm starting to think that he might not actually be a bad guy. I think I might have judged a turd baby by his cover.
Nah, looks tell a lot about people. If he's ugly, he's bad, and we should kill him. But now that he's pretty, he's okay. Simple
Yeah.
as that. And that's what happened in the story. He killed the ugly baby, but the beautiful version of him is still alive.
And that's really what matters.
And that's what matters. Yeah. Back to Marky Boy. Eve and Amber show up to the scene. Giant hole inside of Mark's house. Police are saying that it was a gas leak, and Mark's mom and Oliver are nowhere to be seen. And the girls are asking the police what happened, where are they, what's going on. And then Mark comes in from the background, says, "What happened? Where are they? What's going on? Where's my mom? Where's my little brother?" And they're like, "I don't know, we just got here." And then Cecil calls and says, "We got your mom, made up a fake story. Get over here, and I'll tell you what's going on." And Mark's like, bet. All right, I gotta go. And then the girls are like, "No way, Mark, come back. We love you." I mean, what? So they make it to the Pentagon. And this was really interesting backstory with a little bit of backstory with Mark's mom. That she has her arm in a cast, and Mark is super upset that she got this damaged in a fight. And she kind of rubs it off like it happened this before. Worse things happen to me. It's not that bad. But her face, though, really screams that she got fucked up from this experience.
Yeah, word.
I really look forward to seeing how she copes with this scenario. I think it's like it hits different now that she just doesn't have her husband to protect her, and now she has to rely on her son.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just like a.
But yeah, I think what she means by this is that the deal with your father hurt way more than this did.
That's also something I was thinking. Yeah, that might be true. If that's true, that means everything I said was just bullshit and pointless. Thank you for bringing that up, Mikey.
Nah,
I'm joking. No, that's a legitimate thing that I consider is a huge possibility.
So good writing. Jesus Christ.
Great.
Yeah. This is super good.
And it leaves it to us to figure out the reader. Isn't that fun?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so ends 34. Closing thoughts, gentlemen.
Fucking great, man.
No, this is a good book. Invincible is good. Like this is a good issue. Ryan Otley is amazing. The story's incredible. There's all these spinning plates, and we're adding more plates, and it's exciting, and I like it. That's it.
Yeah. Oliver got a fat face in this panel.
He do.
He really do. Yeah.
I love Oliver. And yeah, this issue was really fun. It basically like showing Mark like going into shock of like actually killing someone for the first time, I believe. And like what how do you deal with something like that? I think it's very interesting. The stuff with Kid Rexplode now is very dope. I want to like figure out figuring out what is his motives essentially, because he's scheming for something, we just don't know what. The stuff with I love this stuff. My favorite part is the stuff with like the Future Guardians of the Globe, like their designs are so fucking the way Otley tweaks their designs a little bit and like their age. I think it's so fucking interesting. Like Kit looks fucking awesome. But also like now that Mark's but now that Mark's back in the timeline, that means that they don't exist anymore. Like their timeline cancels out. essentially, right? I would believe so, or maybe it's another dimension. I don't know.
It's
I'm not
probably
sure.
another
I'm
dimension.
not sure
I
if
don't
it's
know.
Back to the Future rules or Endgame rules.
But
I
let's
think
just
it's
say
Back
it's
to the
kind of
Future.
like M game rules. I don't know.
My current theory, the one I explained was Back to the Future rules, where it's all
Yeah.
in the same dimension. But
Okay.
then again, with the multi-dimensional thing,
Okay.
It could be end game rules where like if another timeline splinters off, then it's another dimension, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, that's how it works in the Marvel universe. So
Yeah. I guess even in
what you're
DC
trying
it
to
works that way too.
is the Guardians of the Globe in that dimension did fucking nothing and wasted their time.
yes.
I mean, maybe. Or maybe they'll come back to their worlds and find out that it's fixed. I don't know. Like I don't
Whichever one it is.
know. Like Kirkman doesn't touch back on this, I don't think. So I don't know. But
yeah, time travel's complicated.
But yeah, this issue's dope. I mean the stuff with yeah, I love the page with this Rex robot thing. I love that because it's very ambiguous. We don't know what version of Rex this is, or if it's even a new version of Rex. We don't know. But yeah, it's just good stuff. I mean, it's a good issue so far, and just Mark's mom having that moment at the end. It's touching. It sucks. It hurts. It's very good. It's very good writing.
It's good comics. This be good comics.
This be good comics.
35?
You want to do 35, Matt?
Let's talk about 35, and I'm probably going to bang this one out fairly quickly, to be honest with you. So things open up, and this tutor shows up at Mark's house. Going up on the cover real quick, up on the cover. It's this. I don't think it's that memorable.
Not really.
The cover's whatever.
It's daddy punching things that are strong.
Yeah, it's good. It's whatever.
Yeah. It looks like a death claw from Fallout.
But red.
It does.
But red, yeah.
So anyway, this tutor shows up, and of course, no one bothered to tell Debbie that the tutor's coming by, but she knows the whole situation. She's like, I'm here to teach Oliver, because if Oliver learns the way his mother did, then he should be able to read, by the time he's like a month old. So I'm here to get him learning, get him learning good stuff. And Debbie tells,
yeah. God, I would
just trying to make a curriculum for him because of his intelligence, his adaptive intelligence.
Don't be a teacher, Matt. We're gonna teach your kids, and we're gonna teach them good stuff, and other things.
Debbie tells her that he's got a name for him, and his name's gonna be Oliver. Amazing. The name, love the character. I'm so excited. Meanwhile, Mark's dude named Rampage, and Cecil calls him up. Is like, hey, good job, Mark, and he leaves.
Good boy.
Meanwhile, Cecil brings her baby, who's now in Rex's body, to the Guardians of the Globe, and they're like, hey,
what?
They're like, so this is the real robot. I know he looks like Rexplode, but he's not. He's Robot. And Robot, I'm just going to call him Robot because we don't know who he is.
Yeah, let's call him Robot. Yeah.
But he's not Robot. He's Baby Rex. Should I call him Baby Rex? Is that better?
I like Baby Rex more.
I mean, Baby Rex, Robot, I don't care. Either was fine.
So Baby Rex is like, now listen, I know it's weird, but like, just go along with it, okay? I'm doing it for a reason. And then he has this great conversation with Monster Girl where he explains how he was inspired by her to do this. And she's like, ooh, you're not in love with me, are you? Because that'll be really weird. And Baby Rex is like, no, not even a little bit. I admire you, but he basically goes, honey, I'm too smart for you. And she's like, okay, good, because I'm a kid and that would be weird. And like, okay, but we can be friends.
Also, not a kid. Like she's not attracted to kids because remember she's like 28 or something like that. But he's like, you're cute anyway, so whatever. We'll be friends.
Yeah, and it's a cool conversation. Mark stops by Art's place, Art the costume designer man, and they have an extremely long conversation. It takes up pretty much the rest of the issue. Mark's like, I've got girl problems. And Art's like, pick one of them. And Mark's like, I can't pick one of them. And then Art's like, well, that's kind of a problem. And then they have a therapy session. Art doesn't say a whole lot. Mark mostly talks at him, and he decides that he's gonna stay with Amber. He's not gonna break up with Amber for Eve.
And this shit happens.
And then the dude named Gary gives his number to Amber. And
It's for
Amber's
books,
just
guys.
like,
It's for books.
right.
It's not for what you think it is. It's for books.
Sure, Mikey. We know
Sure.
all
It's
they
for
think
books.
about.
And then yeah, you can see in the last panel there, he's clearly checking out her books. And so we've got something going on here with Amber and Gary or Greg.
I think it's Gary.
Or Garth.
Garth, Gary. I don't know. Who cares?
I don't know. Then he goes back to Mark and Art, and he's like, "All right, now that I've worked out my girl problems on my own by talking to an old man, or talking at an old man, I'm gonna try that again, but not my parents." And Art's like, yeah, I'm sorry to hear about your dad." And Mark's like, "Yeah, I saw him again. It was weird, and he told me to read his books. So like, what does that mean?" Art's like, "Yeah, so your dad didn't always write travel books. Also wrote sci-fi books about like an alien adventurer." And
Yeah.
Mark realizes, hey, these are all about him. These are clearly adventures that he's been on, and he's writing about himself. And more so than that, he's writing about how to beat Viltrumites. The secret to how to beat them are hidden in these sci-fi books that his dad wrote. I think that's really cool. And that's the end of the issue. There are these 2 pages where it shows like text that will be from his dad's book, and I think that's a really neat little thing they put in there.
That's a
yeah,
cool
like,
way to do it, to make it feel like a book and not a comic.
Yeah.
It's really neat. He didn't need to do this. Isn't really add much, but it's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
I'll say that
the secrets to beating Viltrumites are all hidden away in here. And that's awesome.
Yeah, which is like, I know Christian, when I was reading this, I was thinking Christian, because Christian's like, what the fuck do the books mean? Like, he was so adamant on what the books were.
I was, yeah.
And the fact that like we get that it's like he's written about his like exploits and essentially like what Viltrumites are afraid of and like how to like defeat them in here. So Christian, what did you think about that reveal?
Honestly, I was a little disappointed. I was expecting it to be a little bit more complex and more like what was that movie with
Hancock?
No. You watch it in every history class.
National Treasure?
National Treasure. I thought it was going to be like a National Treasure situation, figuring out what the books meant.
Okay.
Yeah. But this is okay too.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, you can just give it to me. That's fine. I wanted it to be like.
Yeah, but we're gonna learn like what's obviously like the next like arc, like what specifically like exploits in this book, what can defeat the Viltrumites. This page right here I dig. I like this page a lot. It's a cool page. This character will be important later. But yeah, it's yeah. So any thoughts on last issue?
I think Baby Rex and Monster Girl are gonna have a relationship, and I think it's gonna be cute. I really hope it's not creepy.
The thing is, like, think about it. Think about
both
it.
Adults.
Yeah, they're both adults in kids' bodies, so it works.
Yeah, I really like Young Love, even though it's not Young Love, but I think it's just so adorable. You know, just they're like, there's little, they're doing adult things with their tiny.
Yeah, and Monster Girl teach him how to love.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
really does not know how to love.
Yes, I'm predicting it. They're going to be a thing, and that's the only reason why he picked to be a young kid. He's bullshitting.
He is. He honestly is.
Okay.
He's like, Mag Daddy Tumor, baby. Out here getting chicks. Out here getting monster girls.
You can't resist this ace.
You can't resist my
fucking child.
Can we just call him Mac Daddy Tumor Baby from now on? Every time he's with Monster Girl, we're gonna call him Mac Daddy Tumor Baby.
All right.
Okay.
Every time he does something smooth, Mac Daddy Tumor Baby.
Got it.
Oh, that Mac Daddy Tumor Baby.
Back at it again.
Back at it again with those females. Drinking juice boxes and such.
Yeah,
So
but
what do you guys think about these issues?
This was great.
I thought they were great.
I'm so happy to get the conclusion with Tumor Baby. And it feels like it's going a lot more towards Monster Girl, and I'm interested.
Yeah.
See what they could do. Maybe I don't know.
I think the Angstrom Levy stuff was great, and I'm very excited for him to come back because he's definitely coming back. Right? He's not.
Dead.
I don't
He's
think
fucking dead. You saw him. You saw him die.
Mikey, I've known you almost all my life, and like at first I was like, nah, he dead. But when you say it like that, I'm like,
dude, why the fuck would I? Dude, he's dead. You see him die.
Mikey,
this isn't Marvel, and people don't fucking come back when they die.
I know you, Mikey. I know you.
Every time we've seen him up until this episode, every single you tell us about some event he's in later.
What? What event?
You keep talking about a big event.
Don't push him. Matt, don't push him. He's not gonna say it. We gotta play it.
Okay.
We're playing
I'm just saying,
there is an event.
Matt?
There is an event, but like I didn't say he was in
it. Don't push it. You're not gonna get
Michael Jordan shrug.
Okay. I mean, I'm not going to go back and watch the old episodes. I'm not going to go find out. So I'm going to take your word for it. I'm going to assume that I was wrong, and Angstrom Levy's actually dead.
Yeah, but I like this. This is good stuff. Good stuff with Robot Baby Rex, Mac Daddy Tumor Baby. That's happening. Good stuff with Mark's arc involving him like embracing his vicious Viltrumite side, which I think is great. Spider-Man team up was also really good, of course. I mean, stuff with Debbie's good. Stuff we're setting up with Oliver learning, like that's also gonna be good. Him growing up really fast, that's gonna be dope. It's just as I said before, it's just Kirkman he's just fucking seasoning and just fucking cooking. That's all he's doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everything that he's bringing up, everything new, it's great, except for the blueberry. Can't wait.
The fucking triangle with Amber and Eve that's happening, I guess. It's gonna
love triangles.
It's gonna be good, I guess.
Gosh, who do you think he's gonna end up with? Huh?
I don't know. Oh well, I do know, but I can't say. But
yeah, we know, man. See. But yeah, no, it's Eve. We all know it's gonna be Eve.
Although
I'm not talking from facts. I'm just talking from experience.
It would be wild if he ends up with William. And they forced out it from the beginning. Remember at the beginning when he said it was gay?
They're all
he meant it. It is gay.
Are you trying to say Eve and Amber are just beards for him? That he just is hiding his homosexual thoughts?
Oh god.
Real endgame is Mark and William. That's the couple.
Yes.
I'm gonna say this right now. If I can give shit away, you're so wrong.
He said
this is my own.
I didn't hear that, Mikey. I shipped them.
I shipped Mark and William.
Yeah, they're gay.
You hate William. What the fuck? You want William to be with Mark?
Not when he's gay, Mikey. That makes him good.
And William is gonna let Mark call him Will, but only Mark can.
Only when he's getting his ass eaten.
For if anyone's watching, I don't know if anyone's gonna watch this, make some fan art with Mark and William, please.
Hell yeah. Give me some
Look
Mark
at
and
it.
William
There you go.
content, guys.
We get
Also,
Kirkman
Taylor,
on. We get Kirkman on. We
also-
ask, yo, why did you ship Mark and William together? Obviously, they're supposed to be together.
It was so obvious. The sexual tension was insane.
Yeah.
Just do a Brokeback Mountain, man. Just have them go into the woods, camping trip. And
Yep.
they just look at each other. It's like, hey, do you ever think about dudes? And they just look into each other's eyes, and they just suck each other's dicks.
In the sky.
Just the
Yeah,
rest of the time, just
but-
gay sex.
What was I gonna say?
Mark holds him upside down, and they 69 in the sky.
No!
Stop.
Wow, powerful.
Oh
But,
no! They
well-
like he spins so the centrifugal force makes them bob, and making the sex immensely pleasurable.
Oh, for sure.
Yes.
But I also want to say the stuff with like Dean Sinclair and like the Rihanna man that Kirkman's setting up. Like it seems to be important if he keeps mentioning it.
Oh,
Too much.
yeah. I already forgot about that.
What's his name? Hunter? Robert? Steve?
What?
Hank?
The dude?
The dude.
Yeah, who's
Rick?
the Animaniac?
Rick.
Rick.
Oh, Rick.
Yeah.
Rick. Go Rick.
Pinky the Brain's also coming back.
Mhm.
Just wanted to say that.
Is it actually?
Yeah, it is.
Awesome.
With Animaniacs, yeah. It's great.
Awesome.
Right?
But
Anyway. Matt doesn't care because he doesn't watch cartoons.
yeah. But yeah, it's just good stuff. More just like it's some good stuff. Some good stuff. Good
Yeah,
setup.
it is.
Good
Can't wait,
fights.
can't wait.
Mikey,
So-
what are we talking about next week?
Next week we are gonna do volume 8, which is titled My Favorite Martian. So I've not seen that sitcom.
I love that song.
And it is essentially it's going to cover issues 36 to 41, and then I think I did this for continuity's sake. I put it for we're gonna also add 42 to that, just because I think it's going to talk about something it's gonna set up, I think, a character we're gonna do a side episode of after 10. So
Okay.
Do you think My Favorite Martian was originally called Your Favorite Martian, but then Ray William Johnson was like, calm down? Or did Your Favorite Martian come after Invincible? Legitimate question.
I don't know.
I'm
I
gonna
don't
look
know.
What?
Yeah, but if Ray William Johnson's on this fucking watch this shit, where the fuck is that album you promised us like 10 years ago, you bastard?
Wait,
come back
wait,
to you.
wait. Ray William Johnson? Why are we talking about Ray William Johnson?
Because he was behind Your Favorite Martian.
Your favorite Martian?
The music? The band?
The band?
Oh.
The animated group?
I know, I've
That
never
make
heard of
dope
that.
ass music?
Since you're 40, you don't
I know Ray William Johnson from Equals 3. It's like
Oh my god.
that's all I know him from.
You're so sheltered. Get the fuck out of here. I don't want to hear it.
You don't eat, bro. It was
Yeah,
good. I
but-
like his music. Oh,
I love his
also,
music.
I want. We were talking about something with. I don't even remember, but I brought this up. Carcination or carcinization is an example of converging evolution in which crustaceans evolve into a crab-like form from a non-crab-like form. That's all. I wanted to mention that up at some point, and I don't remember why. But yeah, ocean creatures crustaceans like to turn into crabs as they evolve. We don't know why. They just like doing it.
Why are
How
you talking
relevant?
about this?
What? What do
How
you mean?
relevant?
It was. That's why I looked
When?
it up. I just don't remember why, but it was relevant.
And that's our show. Thank you
That's
for
our
watching
show,
Crustacean Corner.
Yeah. Yeah, but
Next
thank
we're
you.
talking about lobster. My name's Matt.
Crustaceans, crabs,
And
crabs.
all right, crabs. What about crabs next week? My
That's
name's
so
Matt.
funny.
I'm Mikey and Christian. Don't forget to floss. And I don't remember what else you do.
Comment
Okay.
what's your favorite kind of crab? Mine's crab. Crab.
But to do the real outro this time, thanks y'all
Okay.
for watching. We're gonna do episode 10, My Favorite Martian, tomorrow, next week Friday. Christian, want to do the outro real quick?
Remember, kids, in this coronavirus times, you gotta stay clean and pure. So make sure don't touch doorknobs with your mouth. Don't kiss the homeless. Don't lick the ground. Don't go on buses where people are coughing. Don't go in hospitals where people are coughing. Don't thank you, Matt. Don't go into hazardous waste dumps and touch things that don't belong to you. And Mikey?
All right. To quote the Blur without fear, wash your damn hands. All right. Peace, y'all. Have a good one. You know what I'm saying?